What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, I love working in my workshop. I absolutely positively love working in my workshop. I sent one of the butcher blocks. Those are just beginning to get out to people now. This gentleman who sent me a picture of his wife and himself and their baby girl, and we put it on a butcher block and sent it for Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, by the time he ordered it, it came yesterday, and since I couldn't get it done any quicker, they take time to put in all the epoxy and stuff. So he got it, and it was cool because it's a butcher block on one side, and basically you can use it for like a display or a serving tray. And he's like, we ain't cutting no meat on this. This thing is so beautiful that it's only gonna be like a serving piece. And he already treasures it, so that makes me feel good. Kind of like this one that's gonna be going to Philip E-Bar. He's gotta finish his butcher block to go with it. So I'm sitting here thinking, because the hum of the machines just get my mind racing on all kinds of stuff. So we heard Jeff Saturday yesterday talk about he thinks that Carson Wentz is done in Indianapolis, that they're ready to move on, which is kind of crazy because the problem for the Colts is there are not quarterbacks out there that you look at and say, we can draft a stud quarterback and go right now. The Colts look at themselves as a team that's ready to go now. They look at themselves as, we are a playoff ready team, we're just a quarterback away. And this is now the new philosophy that I think is beginning to emerge in the NFL. Think about this. The way it's always done was get a quarterback and then build a team around him, right? Because, you know, if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team. Well, the last two seasons have proved something totally different. Tampa Bay had a great defense, and they had some good players around them. The thing that they were missing was the quarterback. They go out, they get the best quarterback available, and because he is well respected and has teammates that are also former teammates and stuff that know him and say, let's follow him. Let's go hang out with him and try and win the big one with him. So you have with you an entourage of guys that say, let's get the band together. And Tampa Bay won. You now look at the Rams that have always had a good defense and had great players who went out and said, Jared Goff's not the guy. We're going to make a move now to put the quarterback in place with a team that's existing. You follow the difference? Because the problem is, when I think about, say, Washington, who said, let's go take 3 number ones in a second and get RG3. There's no guarantees that that draft capital that you put out there for the quarterback is going to work. And if it doesn't work, then your franchise is set back because you took all the team building pieces and ended up wasting them on one guy. So now you don't have a quarterback and you don't have a team. So I think that the Colts realize Carson Wentz isn't that guy. And so there's two ways to look at things right now. Are you better off saying, like Cleveland has forever, we're going for that quarterback. We're going to try and draft that guy, right? They spent 3 years wasting on Baker Mayfield. They got a great defense. They got a great running game. The only thing they're missing is the quarterback. So are you better off saying, let's get that offensive line. Let's get some receivers. Let's build a defense. And then when we have all those pieces and we're close, let's go out there and get the best quarterback. If we spend 2 number ones now, you get a quarterback for a team that's ready, then you're better off. Maybe. Because we've seen, here's the problem. The old theory was you have to have a championship quarterback. Get that guy first. Well, if quarterback was the only scenario, the only thing that you needed to win, if we look at a Russell Wilson and say Russell Wilson is, one of the best quarterbacks in football, if we look at Aaron Rodgers, who's been MVP 4 times, then they should be winning the Super Bowl every year. The reality is, you need those other players as well. So why not go out and get those players now? Get yourself the veteran quarterback that you already know is proven and can play, and not risk all that draft capital. And see, that's where I think Indianapolis is. Now, the problem, of course, is that's a great idea in theory. It's a great idea in theory. But the problem is, there's not those guys out there very often. Tom Brady doesn't get to leave very often. And as we look at it for this year, you could probably go ahead and get Deshaun Watson for enough capital. Okay, maybe you can get him. But basically, you better be ready to win now because you're not going to have any capital left to spend it on others. I don't think you're going to be able to get a Russell Wilson. You might be able to get Aaron Rodgers, but again, you're going to pay a king's ransom, and you're going to have the drama that goes along with him. And if you're a team like Denver, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers really thinks his grass is going to be greener someplace else. Right now, he's the king being in Green Bay because he knows every year I got cakewalks against, the rest of my division. If he goes to, say, Denver, he's got to face Pat Mahomes every year, twice. So I don't know that Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the move. There's Jimmy G, who you look at and say he's lacking in skill set, but somehow was always a winning quarterback. And then, of course, now there's Carson Wentz. And people will take flyers on those guys because you don't have any choice. But it may actually be better, and the numbers kind of prove out that if you don't win in the first 5 years with that quarterback, the way to win it is getting another one. Denver did with Peyton Manning. Now Tampa Bay did, of course, with Tom Brady. And now the Rams with Matthew Stafford. Not saying it's right or wrong. It's just a new way of doing business. And we know they're a copycat league. Only 24 minutes left on this one. All right. Got to go for a little meeting. I'll see you soon.